Hey there, a very warm welcome from Planner Berry Studio, and thank you so much for purchasing our Smart Bills calendar. If you've ever wished your bills could just show up on a calendar, much like your meetings do, this template was made for you. This template is designed to help you stay on top of your bills, so no more forgetting due dates or digging through endless lists. Everything gets laid out clearly, right on a monthly calendar, so you can see what's due and when at a glance. Alright, so without further ado, let's walk through this sheet. Right at the top, you have a set of important notes that I urge every one of you planner berries to read through. Below that, we have a set of steps to guide you through on using this sheet. And if you click on any of these cells, it will bring you to the corresponding tabs. Below that portion, we have a link to the tutorial. And right below that, we have an important FAQ section. So should you have any queries on changing the colors, or if you're not sure why certain cells are locked, please read through this. Alrighty, so let's jump straight in. First, you're gonna go to the Setup tab. You're gonna go over to the top and you're going to play with this toggle. So I just want to point out one thing is that this should always reference when you started using this sheet. And an important note is that you're not required to change this every month, as your bill due dates will always dynamically populate. So right now, where I'm sitting at, we are on the 20th of May, 2025. So I'm gonna leave this as is. For the currency, let's say you guys are used to a different native currency. All you have to do is copy that currency symbol here. I've left it as US dollar for now. But let's say you are more accustomed to using euros, you can just simply pop it here and every one of these cells will change. So just to show you guys this working in action, I'm gonna come in here and change the currency symbol to euros. And bam, you'll notice that all the currency symbols across this sheet and the Smart Calendar tab have now changed to euro. Alright. So below this calendar setup, you will notice that we have predefined sections for bills, debts, subscriptions, and one-off expenses. I've already pre-filled this with all my expenses, but let's just do a few examples together so you guys know how it works. I'm going to head over to bills, and over here I'm going to pop in my parking pass. I know this is due on the 21st. 400, and this is due every week, unfortunately. I'm going to create another example. Car insurance. I know my car insurance is due on the 5th of May every year, so I'm going to put a 5 here. I'm going to put in a hefty price tag of 2,000. Ouch. I'm going to change this to annually. So an important logic to note, guys, is that if the due dates have not passed, the next payment will be the same date within that calendar month and year. So just to show you guys what I mean, assuming that it was due on the 27th of May, and bear in mind that right now I'm on the 20th of May, where I'm sitting. You would notice that the next payment is on the May 27th, 2025. And this same logic applies to all of these drop downs. Now, before we move on to the smart calendar, I just want to point out a few things to you guys. You would notice that as I was adding my new bill, all I did was enter the item description, the due date, the amount, followed by toggling with the frequency. The next payment date always dynamically and automatically populates. While that holds true for bills, debts, and subscriptions, the unique one-off anomaly is the one-off expenses, pun intended. So as you guys are entering any of your one-off expenses, whatever they might be, you would have to come to the payment due and use the date picker tool to select the payment date. Alright, now let's move on to the beautiful masterpiece which we call the smart calendar. So before I go into the individual components of the smart calendar, I just want to give you guys a broad overview. So over at the top, you guys have an overview section And unlike the earlier month and date selector, you guys will have to come in and toggle with this on a monthly basis. Below that, we have a day drop down in which you guys can select Monday or Sunday depending on how you prefer the start dates of your calendar to appear. Below that, we have an upcoming payment schedule in which you guys will notice bills and expenses that are due after today. Given that today is the 20th of May for me, I'm only seeing bills and expenses after today. If we go into the calendar, we will notice the bill we created just now for the parking pass. And we also had car insurance, which was due in May 2026, which you can now see in the calendar. Beautiful. So let me head back to 2025. I'm assuming you planner berries are going to use the sheet on a daily basis to keep track and stay on top of your expenses. So assuming I've already paid for my gym membership and my parking pass. So I'm just going to tick these boxes and they've grayed out, indicating that I've paid them. And next to the total bills due this month, you guys would see that the total bills paid now featured those two things that I checked out. So this gives me a clear overview of how much is due this month, what I've already paid, and how much of that remains unpaid. Beautiful. So before I end off, I just want to mention that there is a tiny caveat here. You guys would have already noticed that every date only allows a maximum of 6 items. And unfortunately, given that there are a lot of formulas working in the background, you guys cannot simply come in and add rows. So if you guys require a calendar that features more than 6 items, reach out to us and we can work something custom for you. When we were designing this, we had different screen sizes in mind, and as such we kept it as 6 rows per calendar box, so it was not too overwhelming. Hope you understand planner berries. And that's a wrap, folks. Whether you're tracking rent, utilities, subscriptions, or one-off charges, this Smart Bills calendar is here to help you stay organized, reduce stress, and never miss a due date. If you guys found this tracker helpful, check out our Etsy shop at Planner Berry Studio. We have exciting things brewing that I'm sure you guys would love. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach us on our store and drop a message. We're always happy to help. In the meantime, happy budgeting, and I'll see you again, folks.